What's up, y'all? Trent Small, the chef, a.k.a. Red Specs, and I'm in the building. What's beautiful in your city? Listen, we out here with Fun City. They're having a barbecue. It's a non-profit organization that helps the community out with food, with clothing and everything. But also I'm here with Kareem Small. We had her on the show last time from AK Promotions. What's up, Kareem? What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hey.
So what bring you out here in Marcus Garvey Park right here on 122nd in Harlem? By the way, that's where we at. What brings you out here today?
Well, we got Fun City. We out here and we enjoying this barbecue, a give back to the community like they always do. So yeah, we just came out here to support them today. Got the kids running around. It's definitely a fun time.
No doubt. Let me ask you a question. What you guys got going on in AK Promotions coming up?
So I have a big interview, Tim Barnesway Carson. Make sure y'all look out for that. That interview is coming soon.
No doubt.
We got Summer Jam coming up. You're going to have to go to my page. Excuse me for not remembering the date offhand, but it's next month. We got Summer Jam coming out. If you're an artist and if you're serious about what you're doing, you want some extra promotion, definitely come out to the event. We're going to have a lot of people out there, exposure, cameras, all of that. So definitely if you want to come out, come to that. And we also have art shows. We have poetry shows. We have so many things going on. And AKA Promotions, you already know we do the interviews. We on location. So yeah, we ready.
No doubt. And I like what you guys are bringing to the area of Brooklyn. This is going to be in Brooklyn. Yeah. So representing Brooklyn all the time, man, is AK Promotions. I mean, they're all over the place, but Brooklyn is your homestead, no?
Yes. We repping Brooklyn hard, Brownsville, Bed-Stuy, Coney Island.
Yeah, yes. No doubt. And I think it's the 14th. You're having
July 14th. Yeah, I believe July 14th is the Summer Jam. So like I said, if you're an artist and you want to come out, even if you just want to come out and network, if you don't want to perform, definitely hit me up, or you can go to my pages, aka Promotions 21 on Instagram. I have all the flyers or information available.
That's right. Food for thought, y'all. Live here with Kareem Small, AK Promotions. I'm going to also be there at the Summer Jam, and you guys can come down. And remember, what's beautiful in your hood, if you see the Food for Thought vehicle, you might win some prizes. You might get an autograph with me or just sit down and talk with me. I'm all through the boroughs, so look for that vehicle, man, and peace.
Are you ready? 5,
oh, yeah.
3, 2, 1.
What's up, y'all? Trent Small, the chef, a.k.a. Red Specs. And I'm here with my brother and co-host, Papa Wolf, a.k.a. Alpha Moon. And this is Food for Thought. Y'all know what this is, man.
Yeah.
Thursday night from 8 to 10 p.m. We'll be discussing food, music, and the truth. Streaming on all platforms, including Spotify for podcasters, man. And y'all know what it is. So let's just get into it now.
A new year calls for a new kind of podcast. Live every Thursday at 8 p.m.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, baby.
Welcome for Food for Thought. I'm your host, Trent Small, the chef, AK. Alpha Moon is in the building with me, man. And this is season 2. We're back, man. We're back.
Yeah,
man. We're back. Our listeners and viewers are back. And today we got back-to-back guests. So man. Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for joining us live here at Food for Thought. Follow, like, share, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss anything. No notifications or anything, man. And just follow us all the way through. Monetary gifts, as y'all know, is always welcome here at Food for Thought. Cash App at Food for Thought FFT. You can zell us at Food for Thought at 1424 at gmail.com. Cash or money orders is always welcome, man. And thank you, man.
Yes. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Once again, just remember we're still taking videos from all genres. You guys can send that over to Food for Thought as well, and make sure it's an MP3 or MP4 file so we can play your video here live on Food for Thought, man. Brother D.
Yo.
What's good, man? How was your weekend, man? How was your weekend?
The weekend was good, man. The weekend was good. This week was good. Ran through some couple of things, the house hunting thing, me and wifey. So it's coming along.
Okay. So how's that going on? How's that going along? Good?
It's coming along pretty good. I'm getting a little pleased with the process. It's a long process.
Right.
What I mean? I it's a long process. So
it is, man. And but you will appreciate it after the whole process is over.
Yeah.
When you're sitting down there, man, and they hand you those keys, man, and you go home and you be like, yo, what the hell? Yo, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling, man. It's an amazing feeling.
I'll just wait for them to say, okay, we want to be like, yo, this is what we want. Here's the onions. Let's get it. Give me the keys. But it's a long process.
It's not that easy. It's not that easy, but trust me, man, when you get up there, man, and get your house, man, and it's yours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, let me rephrase that. It's mine
until I pay for it.
Nothing is really nobody's. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? We on this earth, we borrow everything that we have because when we go on, the next person is gonna have that. You know what I'm saying? Your car, your house, or whatever. Some other old man probably have it after we gone or whatever. So we just born it, man. But while we here born it, man, you just have a good time with it, man, and love it, man. That's all I can say, man. Big up to that.
Yeah, man. And, I want to tell my viewers, I got this focus thing, so it's zooming in, zooming out. You know what I mean? So just bear with it.
Yeah.
My autofocus, it'll fix itself.
Yeah,
so I just want my audience to know that.
Yeah, man. I was down in the city this weekend.
Where you was at? What part of the city?
I was on 121st and Madison and Marcus Garvey Park. You know Marcus Garvey Park.
Oh yeah, of course.
So one of our sponsors, Fun City, had Father's Day barbecue out there, and that's where actually with the video in the beginning, that's where I was at.
Yeah.
Chopping it up with them and stuff like that. Had a good time. We ate and everything, and family was there, so that was good, man. I appreciated that, man. That was some good stuff, man.
That's good.
Yeah,
I'm glad that Fun City's still doing their thing. We still checking in. You know what I mean? So it's good to see that that they still doing their thing, and that's a big thing.
Yeah, and also, as the Puerto Rican Day Festival was the same day, and I tried to juggle through that, man, but I really couldn't because the big ass truck I got, so I couldn't park nowhere. I found a parking space and I just stayed there
all day.
Yeah, I was on 121st Street, man, and Madison Avenue, man, and they just had this one spot for me, I guess. Somebody must have said this is for Red Specs when he come, and I fit my truck right in there, and I didn't move. Because I said once I move, there's not going to be anywhere else to park. You know what I mean? So
when I'm there, you got to go on foot, find somewhere.
Oh yeah, most
park,
definitely.
and then you got to go on foot because it'd be so packed. That's one of the things I miss about going over in my hood, like what I mean, going to the festival and stuff. I was looking at social media. I seen a couple of our friends, they out there, they posting and stuff like that. So that little separation, from around the way is a little difficult when these things come up, especially in the summertime. Because in the summertime, the hood be bubbling. You got Kingdom, you got all that. So I live vicariously through the twins, you, Lance, whoever's in the hood. That's it.
Yeah, to give you some live updates of what's
Yeah,
going
give you some
on, man.
feedback.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
then when I was just down in New York,
Mhm.
you was with me. It was so busy, we was doing so much, food for thought stuff that we ain't even get a chance to go down, that way because it was a busy day for me, you and Pinky. We was
Yeah,
running around, so but I
yeah, yeah.
promise I'm gonna come out there, I'm gonna see all my peoples,
Yeah, man,
we gotta
because
get
you
together.
got to come down, man, because they got the basketball tournaments all over
Yeah.
Harlem, all over Harlem. So from the Rucker all the way down to 119th Street, man, is just voice of Harlem. I see him out there. He was doing his thing as a voice,
Always
the voice
the
of
voice.
basketball. You know what I'm
That's it.
saying? So he was out there. So that was cool, man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the
What you,
mayor right there.
yeah,
That's
man.
the
What we got
mayor.
today? D? What we got today?
Listen up. Today we got both two guests. Both the guests are entrepreneurs. One is the CEO of Naturade, Mr. Kareem Cook. He will definitely be in the building with us definitely chopping it up. Yeah, I do. Also, we have owner and operator of EBO Beard Butter, Edwin Oliver. He will
Mhm.
also be in the building with us, chopping it up. I mean, and these two entrepreneurs, man, I'm so glad that
These two
we
brothers,
have
man.
them here.
Give them a
They're
round of applause, man. Yeah, man. They
yeah,
deserve a round.
yeah, definitely. And I know they're busy. They took their time out, to come on the platform to
Mhm.
educate us in a lot of things that's going on with them and hopefully motivate somebody or give somebody some inspiration into doing this whole entrepreneur thing. Also, we got the one and only Red Specs, Trent Smallest chef, chopping up something real good in the kitchen for us today. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
then we
man.
got
I got too much, man. Just a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. I want you to tell the people what you're gonna whip up for us. But we also got BK Pinky coming on. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? BK Pinky
Okay.
bringing the news, and y'all know how he bring that news. So we got a whole host of stuff, man, going on and stuff. So it should be good. Good
Yeah,
show
man.
tonight, y'all. Get ready.
Yeah. Eyes lost the music. I see her in the chat. What's up, lady? What's
Yeah,
good? What's good? Thanks for tuning in tonight, man. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate that. Yeah.
appreciate that. So tell us what you're gonna be making, bro.
Man, I'm just make a black bean burger, man. It's a good source of zinc and iron, man, and it's a great protein source. You know what I'm saying? And since we're talking about protein and weight loss and stuff like that, I told myself, I'm gonna come down and make something like that for the people, man. But black bean burgers is, they're not typically like a regular hamburger, but they're a very good, solid choice when it comes to health and stuff like that. You can switch it up, man, and so that's what I'm gonna just be making, man, tonight.
So
So
how about a black eye?
say that again.
Do they make like black eyed pea burgers? Black bean burger, black eyed pea, like mama,
Black
black
eyed
eyed pea. You know what I'm saying, T? I
black eyed pea
don't know.
burgers.
Yeah,
Listen,
the
any
black eyed
beans
pea burger.
my people out there, you can use any beans you like. It don't
See?
have to be black beans. It could be, any other beans. You're still gonna get that source of zinc, that source of iron in there. So and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I like that.
All right. Also, I have something down here. Juneteenth is coming up. This month is Juneteenth. So June 19th is Juneteenth, right?
Mm.
Let me read you something here. Juneteenth is officially known as National Independence Day. It's a federal holiday in the United States. On this day, June 19th, in 1865, 250,000 slaves were declared free by the U.S. Army in Galveston, Texas. Now, these slaves were the last slaves of the Civil War, and they didn't even know that they were free. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Years later or something like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So so we celebrate,
Can
Juneteenth.
you imagine?
Mhm.
Can you imagine that? You know what I'm saying? These guys, the U.S. The Army comes and say, "Hey, you guys are free. By the way, you've been free for like 2 years. You didn't know that?"
Yeah, Yeah, that's a that you know, like when you say it like that, it remind me of that old television show that used to be on. I might be
Oh
saying
man,
it, Gilligan's Island. You know, you on the island, you don't know what's going on anywhere outside
yeah,
that island, but what's there.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then when all of these chances to get free, I'm sure there no TV, no newspapers, no nothing to say, hey, these people over here are free. That's that's
yeah.
something. And then you got to think about the minds that kept them trapped like that into thinking they were free. I mean, they were not free. You know,
That's
you think about the people that for those 3 years that they came in contact with
mhm.
that still perpetuated that thing that they wasn't free. You know what I mean? I gotta look into that because it takes somebody to hold you there. They're like, no, no, no. Like, so why somebody ain't say, nah, y'all free?
Yeah.
You know, the second week.
Early, 2 years early.
Yeah,
That's a long time. That's a long time.
that's sad.
Anyway, to a little light news. P. Diddy was spotted back in Los Angeles on Wednesday amid his sex trafficking and investigation, walking around like nothing's going on.
Puff
He
Trump, Puff Trump.
Puff Trump. So he was found talking with somebody. They don't know if it was part of the entourage or it's just somebody who was just talking in the street, but cameras spotted him in Los Angeles, man.
Yeah, Puff not worried about that. You know, I don't think he's worried about that. You know, or unless he's trying to show the public that like
Ain't nothing gonna
ain't
happen
nothing
to me.
phased me. Yeah, ain't nothing phasing me. You know,
Mm,
but
mm,
to me, it's like you flaunting yourself in the eye of the public. You know,
right,
they've seen the tapes.
right.
People make their own judgments. You know what I'm saying? And then you got people just like I said, that like, look, this man just did this to this woman and these other people allegedly. You know,
Hmm.
and and he's just walking around like nothing. You know what I mean? But they saying they cracking down, getting ready for the
They probably
federal
have.
government
They got
doing all
so
of their stuff.
many things, man. They got so many
Yeah,
things that I guess on him that they want to bring out.
every
Um,
every, every day
let me ask
is
let me ask you a question.
go ahead.
Moon. And you were there too. Do you think that the City College
Mm.
tragedy of 1991 that involved P. Diddy will be reinvestigated? You think they're gonna resurface that and start that all over again and try to dig in real deep about what happened there? Because 9 people died there. 9 people died. Uh, Let me back up. For
Okay.
those that for those that don't know, and those who weren't even born then, P. Diddy was a promoter of Uptown Records on this day. On December 28th of 1991, him and Heavy D, they had a celebrity basketball game in City College. And City College is up here in New York City on 160 Convent Avenue, right? In New York City. And 9 people were killed and 29 was injured that day due to them being crushed, suffocated, stampede because of overcrowding in a gym.
Mm.
And I bring that up because we were there that day,
Yep.
and it was heart-wrenching, man. And it was like after everything was over, it just seemed like a tornado just went through it and destroyed everything. You
Yeah.
see,
The
uh,
scene.
the scene was crazy. You seen people's bags and wallets and hats and coats and flyers and papers all over the stuff, just like a tornado just went through the whole thing.
Hmm.
And it gives me chills talking about it because we could have been down there,
Oh, we
but
was trying to get.
we decided to market some of our music because we did some music and we put it on CD and stuff like that. And we were out there shopping our music and promoting,
Yeah.
ourselves as Four Kings, right?
Yep.
And this thing just jumped off, man, and
Out of nowhere.
out of nowhere, and people just started pushing themselves, trying to push themselves into the gym, into that door,
Mhm.
right? And it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, I really think that they're gonna open up the investigation. One thing is I want to elaborate on. Out of the 9 people, there was an artist that was with them. Some of you might remember him, Father MC. His
Yeah,
wife
Timothy
was
Brown.
pregnant.
His name is Timothy
Timothy
Brown.
Brown. Yeah.
Mhm.
His wife was pregnant. She
Timothy
passed,
Brown.
she expired, and the baby expired. So he
Yeah,
lost his family in there. It was like a
yeah,
real tragic, you know, and yeah, we were there. If our cousin get on, he's usually checking in sometimes. He was with us out there. We were out there promoting our music and giving out posters and flyers. And we really wanted to get inside, but it was the tickets was sold out. So we just decided to go out and start
mhm,
promoting because we was always promoting. And
right.
when all the ruckus started, it was crazy, man.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
was like that was one of those experiences that you will never forget when you
yeah,
go
and
to a party and
yeah,
stuff like that.
and yeah, that's why I brought that up because people are still saying he never owned up to what happened there, and
Oh, they
obviously,
gonna get into that.
a lot of people got paid or whatever because of lawsuits or whatever.
Mhm.
Uh, uh, but
It's
you know,
alleged that they overbooked the place.
yeah, they
They
said it was
oversold the tickets and stuff. And
yeah, they said it was 5,000 people outside,
mhm.
and they sold around 1,700 tickets. But what kicked the whole thing off was when they started seeing the celebrities go in, like they see Mike Tyson,
Yeah,
LL
they
Cool
start out
J,
crowd
they start
outside start acting up.
they start acting up. Yo, I got to get in there. I got to get in
Mhm.
there. I paid my money. Da, da, da. So this is when things started getting hectic, man. And it really started getting bad out there, man. And uh, let's pray for those who passed away at that time, man. And
But
all.
they're
And,
gonna open up, in my opinion, they're gonna open up a lot of those investigations. I even hear word on the street and in the news, and not just a lot of bloggers and stuff, because you can't believe half the stuff
yeah,
that's out there.
yeah.
But a big thing that's coming up, and there is, from what I understand, a petition, the Aaliyah uh, incident. They
Mhm.
asking for them to do a proper investigation of that. So you might hear a lot of these things
Yeah, a
starting to
lot of
pop
things.
up.
Mhm, mhm.
It's just sad. Things
Because
people
there
don't
was no
even know.
criminal charges. Yeah, no criminal charges or foul following that incident, man.
Mm,
And it was just, I was watching uh this Gene
G-
Deal,
uh-huh.
and he was explaining what happened, and the way he explained it is exactly the way we seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, and that's what made me bring this up today because
Uh-huh.
I seen it on I believe YouTube.
Well, Mr. Deal was Puffy's security.
Security. Right,
You know,
right, right,
I often watch his podcast because you rather get the story from somebody that was there. Not
right. Exactly.
saying that the whole story is true. This happened a while ago. He could
Mm,
have forgot. He's an older gentleman. But
yeah.
I believe the brother. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
And,
I bounced before. So
and yeah,
when
we
those
bounced
things like that happen, you take mental notes of that, because next time, you know what I mean, you know what to look for. And I bounced all on 14th Street, hogs and heifers and all of that stuff.
yeah,
When
yeah,
things like that happen, you know what time it is. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
And like
I
I said, we
believe
were
him, man,
there, so we kind of
firsthand.
yeah, yeah, lack of security, lack of NYPD response because they didn't really want to go over there.
Yeah, that was crazy. They didn't even have that much like
No, no,
police outside.
no. They was
You know,
getting calls about it, but they were like not even responding to it properly, man. And that's
that,
crazy too, man.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy
yeah.
too.
I mean, I don't know.
So
It's something else.
yeah, man. Yeah, it's something else, man. Something else. Okay, so what I like to do, man, is first we want to thank our sponsors, man, because our sponsors is the one that help us give a better and stronger platform that we on, man. And I just want to thank them for doing what
to
they do, man.
moisturize, condition, and style your beard. Made with all natural ingredients like shea butter, vitamins, and a special blend of essential oils. This beard oil promotes healthy beard growth, adds luxurious shine, and keeps hair soft and manageable. Also by Naturade, this plant-based weight loss shake contains 25 grams of protein and 6 grams of dietary fiber, and is gluten-free and soy-free, making it the perfect choice for your health-conscious choices. Purchase yours today and tell them, Food for Thought sent you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Thank you to our sponsors, man. Thank you, man. We definitely appreciate that, man. Definitely appreciate that, man.
Yes,
No
sir.
doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, without the sponsors, you know what I mean, we'll be struggling a little bit more. So anything that they help us with, any sponsors, we truly appreciate it and we thankful for it, you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's get into this, D.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's stop playing.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So our first guest is Edward Ed Oliver Jr., owner and creator of EBO Beard Butter. This brother started making this product in the fall of 2014 after graduating from Norfolk State College with a degree in business management, man. Through his consistency and hard work over the years, his brand has gained global popularity, man. And I want you guys to just check this out real quick.
I think the biggest struggle really is just believing in yourself. That's the hardest thing. Is like having that belief, like this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna stick with it, even when it get tricky, when it get rough. Edward Oliver Jr. Everybody calls me Ed, owner, creator, whatever you want to call me. I created EBO Beard Butter 2014. EBO started really just with an idea. I want to make something for my facial hair. My facial hair wasn't where it needed to be. And I talked to my mom and told her, the idea that I had. She gave me her knowledge and we put our heads together. And then, November of that year, late October, I made the announcement that I was going to do it. And then November of 14, I probably made like my first sale. My buddy Stan was the first person to buy my product and support me. And, now we going on year 7. My favorite thing about what I do really is just the reaction from the people, like getting DMs from dudes like, bro, my facial hair was patchy. Seeing the reviews on my website from wives and girlfriends talking about this is the perfect gift for my husband or boyfriend. He loves it. His beard is so soft. Having just a whole different demographic of people from all cultures, backgrounds. The transgender market of people that just love my products helps with their facial hair. They've been a big supporter of what I got going on. So it's really been just seeing that, like seeing it touch different people in different ways. For me, it wasn't something that I thought it was gonna turn into this, but now seeing it now, it's like, wow, like we touching the people, we shipping all over the country, then went from all over the country to all over the world, and we only growing from here. I think what makes mine different is I know what I put into my stuff. Like, this is not me just putting my name on a product. Like, I really take time and invest in the right materials. Like, I invest in the top quality products. You know what I mean? Things like that. Like, I don't spare no expense for this because this is going on somebody's head. This is somebody's life, somebody's body. And you want to make sure you give them your all so that they can get what they paying for. Shout out to my mother. Honestly, like, that's I want to make sure, like, my mother, Dominique Williams, like, she gets the most credit for this, not just for creating me, but for giving me the game for my business. If it wasn't for my mother giving me the game and showing me where to go and giving me the knowledge to do this, we wouldn't have EBO Beard Butter. So I know a lot of guys say, well, it's a guy behind some of the best beard products, but it's really a woman behind that because, again, if my mother never gave me the game and the knowledge and we put our heads together, I'd probably still be sitting somewhere twiddling my fingers trying to figure out how to do it. So more than anything, anybody when they come to my business, like a person, I thank her because she's the one that made everything possible. So when she see this, shout out to you, Damo. You know, when it's up, you know. So when I'm getting there, you know, you right there with me. So love you.
Being broke, go get the money. Keep it moving, never fold, go get the money. Stay about the way and go get the money. Get up off your ass and go get the money.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, Edward Oliver Jr. in the building.
Yeah. What's good, bro?
You kind of low on your mic.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? My bad. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
bad. Yeah. How y'all doing? How you doing?
We good, man. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show, man. Yeah, we've been trying to get you on the show, man, and I know you busy and stuff like that. I'll be seeing some of your videos. You've been lugging the bags of stuff or going to the post office and everything like that, man. And we really appreciate it having you on the show, man. Really do.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all having me, man. Thank y'all.
Yeah. I got introduced to your product by my little bro, co-worker, but that's like my little brother, called Botex. And we was in the locker room and we changing and getting ready for the tour, and his beard is all fluffy and all that. And I'm like, yo, how you what you using? I just use like some coconut and some black castor seed oil. He was like, nah, you got to check out this. The smell was like, forget about it. You know, that joint was like scale of 1 to 10, 12. You know what I mean? So he's like, oh, you got to check out this brother. He just, entrepreneur, he Brooklyn and this and that. And I was like, okay. So he gave me all of the, the website. I went on it. I ordered my Apple joint. And the wash and everything, put that joint. And man, my beard started growing nice and soft, and then I went down to Maryland, and my daughters in them was like feeling my dad, what you smell good. I was like, told them.
So
that
Ed,
was it.
Yeah, it was good, man. So Ed, man, tell the people who you are, man, and where you come from, man.
My name is Edward Oliver Jr., but everybody calls me Ed. Born and raised Washington, D.C. 33 years old, just entrepreneur since a kid, honestly. But, in my adult years, I started when I was 23. I'm going into year 10 with my business, EBO Beard Butter. It's an all-natural grooming product created by these two hands here. So every product, every jar anybody ever received, I made it by hand. It's just an all-natural product I came up with. Really, it was an idea that I had for what I wanted to do. And with the help of my mom, as seen in the video, she helped me come up with like the ingredients because she has a business making skincare products and things like that. So when I announced to her that I had this idea, she thought it was like, whoa, yeah, you need to do that. And I was just like, where do I really start? And we put our heads together, and I had some ideas and she had some ideas, and then we put our heads together. And in November 2014, I got my first sale from one of my close buddies. And it's been a snowball effect since then. It went from just East Coast, a lot of college buddies, college friends, then it spread out west, and it spread Midwest, West Coast. Next thing you know, man, I'm shipping all around the world. I'm going places now, and people recognizing me, and it's definitely a thing where like 10 years ago, I know where I was at. Literally, it's June 10 years ago. And I didn't even have a business yet. I had the idea. And now looking at 10 years later where I'm at, man, it's big up.
Yeah, man, because I know my mom used to tell me the same thing, because I be having so many ideas. And at one point Trent, please. So, I have so many ideas, man, and to get them off the ground, it's sometimes rough, man. Sometimes rough if you don't have the money and stuff like that.
That was one of my questions that I wanted to ask you. As a young Black entrepreneur, did you find it hard to do your startup to start? I know you said your mom's influenced you and helped you, but was it hard, as a young Black entrepreneur coming up and trying to get your stuff off the ground?
It was hard in the sense of I probably couldn't produce as much as I wanted to at the time, but before I did this, I was selling hair.
Mm,
I've always had like different business, so I
Mm.
was selling hair extensions in my last semester of college and into graduation. So I just took the money I saved up from doing that, and probably took honestly about $300-400 and just tried it. I invested in all the ingredients. And I just sat down with my mom and I invested in the sense that right organic materials, like and I took about $300-400 and just put a small batch together as really just testers to give away. And once we saw that it became something, then I put a few more dollars into it. And I started with my own money. I started with my
mm,
own money. Like I always believe, like, because
Yeah.
it's not about how much you start with, it's just about starting. You know what
Starting.
I mean? Once you
that.
Yeah, once you start, so like I said, I started with $300. I'm telling you for a fact, I used $300, invested in some jars, a few ingredients, and exactly those jars, those
You know
jars,
what, man,
man.
I'm going to smell this up right now. This is the coconut, man, and
Yeah,
it's a moisturized shine. It gives your beard a glow, a glow. A glow.
Mhm,
glow, growth, moisturization. A
This
lot
is
of guys, especially Black men, struggle with like ingrown hairs or dry
mhm,
facial hair, patchy
yeah,
beards.
yeah, yeah,
So, I had to create something specifically for our hair. It
yeah.
wasn't too many products like that on the market for our hair, for our texture of hair.
Mm.
And a lot of products had wax in them and things like that. And our hair is not really designed for wax.
mm.
We don't have straight hair. So, trial and error, using other products on myself and seeing what was good and what was bad, and then formulating my own. And just
Yeah,
seeing the need for it. It was a need for a grooming product
Yeah.
for Black men at the time. And grooming wasn't really pushed, like beard care and things like that wasn't really pushed in
yeah,
2004.
the facial part. Yeah, we always
Yeah,
dealt
yeah.
with the hair, the top of the
Hair,
head. Never.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
body. A lot
yeah.
of guys started growing beards. It became a thing. And you want to look good. And on top of that, it started to be more acceptable in the workplace.
Uh,
Yeah.
In the
yep.
workplace, a lot of my friends, they had beards, but they wanted to be able to still keep their jobs. And the job was just more so saying, okay, you can have your beard, you just have to keep it upkept. So I'm
Mm,
like, okay, that's understandable.
mhm.
Let's create a
Yeah, create
a market in your
something.
product for that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's another lane that I looked at. I had friends, and I'm in DC. That's pretty much the federal government, the local government. A lot of people work in the government here, so
yeah.
you
Mhm.
working in offices and things. But a lot of guys, like I said, have beards, have facial hair. They don't want to cut it off, so it's just about keeping yourself up kept. So now it's shining,
And the
smelling good.
smelling good. Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yep.
giving you everything that it needs.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we ran into that
Well,
same.
I was gonna say, yep.
Yeah, because as we know, my brother, he has locks, right? His locks is actually down to his ankles, actually.
Mhm,
Wow.
And I had
mhm,
locks, right?
mhm.
Mine is to the middle of my back, right? Until I cut them off. But we went to the same thing at work,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So we go to work, and I don't know, for some reason the workforce, they think it's dirty, they don't like it, so we had to do the same thing to find some kind of moisturizers and things to make it look nice and stuff like
Mhm.
that and smell good. So I understand what you're talking about with the
Yeah.
beard part. I
Yep.
can't get that much beard, but
You gonna put that EB butter on by
I already
next
did.
week. Your beard gonna be fuller than mine. When you put
Yeah.
that EB, you gonna come back. You gonna be good. You gonna have a full beard.
Exactly where you at now, and then they have what I have now. And I lie to you not. Like I got about a decade of reviews. I got to go search for it, but it's if you go on my Etsy page and just read some of the
Oh,
reviews, and if I just pull up some of the content that customers have sent, the
Yeah,
before and after pictures.
we
mhm.
did. We did
So
our
much.
homework.
Yeah, we
Your
definitely
Etsy
looked at
reviews, not even only your Etsy reviews, all your reviews, 5 stars. Raving about the product. Some people don't even women use it on their hair for their locks. It's a
so
very, very good product.
so can you what we have here? What's this here?
That's
This
the raspberry.
Yes, that's the beard wash. So a lot of people, they also want a shampoo, something like that, that doesn't contain alcohols and things like that. you know, that dry out the beard or just dry out your hair or irritate your skin under your hair. So I created a beard wash that, you know, comes in various scents, but it's an all natural wash that, you know, it strips the old oils and dirts out your beard, but it doesn't strip the moisture away from your hair. Because if you notice, when you use certain shampoos, you might feel like your hair feels extra dry or brittle, but it's because some of the chemicals used in it or the alcohol. But with that, it's just some all natural vitamins, organic shampoo base, as well as a few other secret things that I've been using just to give it that extra
wonderful.
razzle. But
When you say raspberry, it smell like raspberry. They ain't, when you say raspberry, it don't smell this. That smell very, very good, man. Very.
And
good.
it's not like an overpowering smell.
No,
it's not a smell that it's on there when you wash it, and then 15 minutes later, your beard is dry and you don't smell it no more.
No,
it's there.
Yeah,
it's there.
It's like a sexy smell, like especially for women to smell. So your ladies, Father's Day is here.
That's
EBO Beard Butter. Get your stock on, man. Get your stock on.
I want to give a shout out to my mom when it come to that, because she was a catalyst. And just, you know, when we picking scents, you know, you definitely want a female's opinion, because you want to know what would you want to smell on a man.
Yeah.
You know, as a female, and I picked her brain to come up with scents, and then I went out in the field with those scents on, and that's how I came up with some of the names. Hence like Ladies Love It or Oh My God. You know, those are the scents that I mean, those are some of the names I came up with for the scents, but it was based on real experiences where I know I wore this scent, and a lot of my friends or my female friends, they smelled it. They're like, oh my goodness, that smells so good. What is that? So hence the name OMG or Ladies Love It, because anytime I wear it, the girls like, oh my God, your beard smells so good. What does that smell? And I'm like, oh, the ladies like this one. So, you know, and I knew that as a marketer, you know, going to college for business management and going through marketing classes, I know certain things like that would be catchy. You know what I mean? Like, Ladies Love It appeals to men and women, because ladies like, oh, I want my man to smell it if ladies love it. And then guys like, oh, the ladies love this. Oh, let me make sure I get me one. So it's those little nuances of things that you pick up over time, and so just having fun with it, having fun with the business.
So how long into the business did you realize you know, you had something big? You know what I'm saying? And there was a market for your product. Like, how long did that take? And you said, oh, I got a market for this. How long did that take? Or that was right away?
I think it was a mix of both. Like, I saw the first initial response, but I think after that first year surviving, like making a full year and being in business for a full year, I said, okay, I got something. And then in the midst of that, seeing the reviews, seeing seeing it get ordered overseas in a year span. Like my first order internationally was Australia.
Right.
So it was seeing that, saying, okay, now I got a bigger audience, and then just pushing forward, man. Like, just saying, like, I love entrepreneurship. Like I said, I've always done this since a kid, from different aspects, from cars to clothes, candy. I've done it all. So get to that point, it was just like, you know what? I don't have nothing to lose. I have everything to gain. You know, I was fresh out of college. I didn't have a job. I had no prospects of a job. And it was just like, you know what do I know? And I know how to sell stuff, and I knew how to make something shake. And that's what I did. And then I just had fun with it. And when I seen the reaction from the men that used it, when I seen reaction from the females that, you know, purchased it for guys, that they know and that it worked, and I knew I had something. And then I think it was in 2017 when I went viral on Twitter. That's when I knew. That's when I knew. Well, I just did a simple tweet, but what really got me the attention is when people was reposting it, they were leaving comments, and every comment was saying how they use the product and it works, and you definitely need to get this. So now the new people seeing that same post, they like, oh, it really working. People putting their pictures and before and afters on here. Let me order some just to test it, and then they getting it. Now they like, I need it. Like, it was so hectic, I had to shut my website down.
Like I had to wrecking the website.
I shut my website down. I literally called my parents and I said, look, I never got this many orders. What bills y'all need paid? What do y'all need done? I'm gonna pay it. I just need y'all time. And we literally sat in the house for a week. My mom, me, and my dad, and my little brother. And it was a factory line, and I just had them working. I started in an apartment. I have my own shop now, but I started in an apartment.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
You know, so it went from that to just like pumping out orders and it's just been the snowball still going, man, still
I
going.
I got a question for you. Actually, it's a two-part question. Um, I read your mom does soap. We do our homework here at Food for Thought.
Yes.
So your
Yep.
mom has like a soap line. Would we be seeing any of her products where we can get? You know,
Yeah,
because if the
but
son's is good, mom's got to be good. She giving you the secret sauce. It got to be good. That's the first part. The second part is, will y'all be teaming up to make like a beard butter together? You know, EB Duke and Mom beard butter. You know, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the two questions that I want.
So my mom, she actually has a shop. Like she doesn't really do her soaps and things online as much because she has a shop not too far from mine. So most of her stuff is just brick and mortar in person, and
Okay.
people come in there and get it. But it's more like if you
Can you
reach
order
out to her,
offline?
she could, huh?
Can you
I
order her
gotta see
stuff
if she has
offline?
it on her website. Because right now my mom is heavy into selling vintage stuff. That's what she's on right now.
Mm.
Like she's a multi-talented lady. So like
Uh-huh.
right now, like my mom can go to a flea market and know that this cup is mid-century modern and buy it for $3 and sell it for 300. Like she's doing that.
My
Mm.
wife
That's the
be
type
like
of time
that.
she's
Let's
on.
go to the flea
But
market. I'm like,
but no,
what?
Come over here, Mom.
you can still reach out to her directly and order her
Okay.
soaps and her body butters. But if you're ever in DC, you can stop by her shop. It's Studio 15 at the
Okay.
Brookland Arts Walk. So she's been over there, and the second part, if we're gonna collab again, it depends. Really, it's just like I said, mom. She's one of the people that like she don't like to impede. Like she like the little kids. Like if I call her for advice,
Mm-hmm.
we'll work. But initially, like I said, we started out working together, and this is an interesting part of the story that a lot of people
Mhm.
don't know. Like we started out working together,
Uh-huh.
and I just had different ideas of where I wanted the business to go, and I
Mhm.
had a vision, and me and her would kind of bump heads, and I just said, look, let me handle it. And regardless, if I do well, you gonna be good. And if I do
Yep.
good, you don't got to do none of the work. You win.
Yep.
Right,
Yep.
right.
And she let it go. She just let me do my thing because she saw that I was passionate about the vision I had, and
Yeah.
it worked. She saw everything I said it worked. So
See, that sound
I mean,
familiar?
we might collab. We might collab on something,
Yeah.
but
That sounds
I think if we collab, it wouldn't even be on the beer product. I think me and moms, we might collab on like some candles
mm-hmm.
or like
Mm-hmm.
something like a whole aromatherapy kit or something like
Oh,
that. Like we'd
ooh,
do something
ooh.
so left field. We wouldn't even probably
Yeah.
stay because she does a soap and body butters. I don't want to cash into that.
Big up to Mars, man. That clap is for Mars, man. Big up for Mars, man.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Mom's is that seed, man, and you know,
Yeah,
you got
me and Bishop go through like when we did Four Kings and we would always take votes and stuff because people got different ideas, different creative thoughts, and so sometimes they collide. They collide. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing to take away from no one. The main thing is what you do after that, how the minds come together, and it seems like both the minds came together to
yeah,
say,
man.
"Hey, this
Yeah,
is what I got to do. This is what I got to do," and that's working together and that's building. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Especially that generation wealth. We looking for that. There's a lot of young black entrepreneurs, and that's why I'm so glad that we have you two gentlemen on the show today. To show people like, yo, it's achievable. You know what I'm saying?
no
Three
doubt.
hundred dollars. You stated that. You know what I mean? Like it's achievable. It's just hard work, grinding, and getting things done. So
And don't
big
give
up.
up. Never give
Yeah,
up.
never give up. Never treat, never surrender.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
In the journey of doing it, you definitely had those moments. Like I definitely, before I went viral, like I told you, I went viral in 2017. A month before that, I wanted to quit.
Mm.
And I lied to you not. I had a talk with my uncle. That's more like my older brother. And he told me, like, nephew, like you making money. You got this grandiose idea that you should be here. Just keep going, stay consistent.
Right.
Don't give up. Because I was over it. I didn't want to do it no more. And then literally a month later, I went viral on social media and my life changed. And it's like,
Look at that.
if I didn't have that conversation with him and he didn't say what he said, and I gave up, if I would have went through with the feelings I was feeling, then
Mhm.
I probably wouldn't even be here talking to y'all at this point. So
Yeah.
that staying consistent and just believing that your idea works. I think a lot of times we fall victim to the worst possible scenario instead of looking at the best possible scenario. And the best possible scenario is what I'm living now. I have a space. I work on my own time. I create products that the world loves, and people recognize me for that. And that's the dream. Like that's the dream. Like right there.
Blessing King, blessings King. That's
Blessing.
yeah.
I got a question. Are there plans in the future, for your company to be in cosmetic beauty stores, and also
Oh yeah.
like I don't know, Macy's and like those type of things.
It actually is. It's funny. I actually at one point in time, well, not one point in time, I did a pop-up twice at Nordstrom. Nordstrom, the retail store. And the second pop-up I did, I know one of the I guess the regional managers or representatives was there, and they had reached out to me because they was talking about possibly carrying it in store. Like they was interested because they saw the attention, they saw the product. And so I mean that's the goal. Like honestly, my goal is to have a jar of beard butter in every single home, next to the 4 other essentials you need: deodorant, toothpaste, and toilet paper.
That's right.
So 3 and beard butter. Those are 4 things you gotta have in the bathroom: toilet paper, deodorant,
and beard butter.
beard butter. That's my goal, to have it in every single household. And if it means going in the retail stores, then that's what we're doing. If it means going directly from me to consumer, that's how I'm gonna do it. Like whatever makes sense, long as the people get it, that's what we're gonna do.
Do you have some major sponsors like
that's what I was gonna ask too,
or helping you out?
I really do everything on my own, and then I work with like individual Black businesses right now. Like I have a beauty supply store in Springfield, Virginia, called Naturade Beauty, and they contact me and they buy a certain amount of jars and they carry my products because they're looking for male products, for their customers. Beauty supply store, but men frequent there as well with their girlfriends, so they wanted the products from me, so they carried my stuff. And I actually just sent out a large order to an esthetician in Portsmouth, Virginia, because she also has male clients that come get facials and treatments, but they want beard care treatments and things like that in their services. So I've more so been working with individual people, but if the opportunity arises that I can work with like a major company or something like that, then if it makes sense, I'm definitely down to do it. Because like I said, the goal is to create something that's going to outlive me. Like I plan for this to be here when I'm long gone.
Exactly.
Like Johnson & Johnson. That pink bottle from.
That's
whoever.
right. We're gonna know that EBO.
So that's what I'm saying. The EBO.
We got to get you linked up with are you opposed to a place like a Shark Tank? That Shark Tank where you get up there, and we got to get you linked up. My daughter has a beauty line, 4 Queens Beauty. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta link you up with her. So see what's going on there. But you be opposed to the going on like Shark Tank?
No, I'm not opposed to it because sometimes you just need reality. You need to know, okay, where do I stand? Because sometimes, like for me, like I know I have a great product, but it's also like maybe I need more eyes. Like I know I need more eyes on it. I know. So again, I've done everything on my own, and then with the help of like friends and family. But something like that, I wouldn't be opposed to doing it because that's what's going to take this business even more globally. And on top of that, we speak on generational wealth. Like I said, my goal is for this to outlive me more than anything, so that I don't have children yet, but like my nieces and nephews can benefit. I'm the oldest brother. I want people to benefit from it, whether they be involved in cosmetics or whatever, but the networking I've done, the reputation of my brand. So when they decide to start something, Uncle Ed can kind of guide them and use my connection. So that's really what I'm doing it for right now. I want to enjoy what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing really is going to benefit the next 3 generations more than it's going to do me. That's the goal.
That's that generational wealth.
Yeah,
that's what we looking for. We looking for that generational wealth. Well, EBO got a home here. You know what I mean? So anytime, you good here. Anytime you shoot us something, let us know what's good. You got a home here. Mom Duke's got a home here. Because this is what we want. We want this platform for people to see and build off of it and get ideas and each one teach one type thing. You know what I'm saying? So even if you got any of your other people that's entrepreneurs that's doing stuff and really want to help themselves and help others, let us know, give them our stuff, and so we could get them on, do what we do.
I definitely can. I know a lot of different people from moms. I got a buddy that he's into music heavy and he's working on, he does production and things like that to a point he wants to start like a nonprofit to help children and get them like something to do to learn how to make beats and do
Hmm.
things like that. He's working on stuff like that. I have photography friends. I mean, I have friends on all aspects that's just working on building and growing and, you know, whether they at this level. But I mean, I have so many people that
Oh yeah,
just would love just to come
we
on and
definitely got a link because we got
just
like
grow.
Lindsay Productions. We got a lot of people that we know that hey, check this guy out, and who knows, they might link up, do
Yeah.
something extraordinary. That's the whole thing.
Well, listen, I'm gonna start using your product, you know,
Ah,
and
Give it about 30 days. Let's see
yeah,
what we
yeah,
have.
30 days, and I'm gonna jump in, see what my wife says. You know what I mean? Oh, it's a beautiful trend. Let's see it. Let's see that happen.
yeah. You're gonna be like this, right? Don't It's starting to grow. Just let
By
it
the
grow.
time that we look at it, it's almost July now. Let's just say you do it by the time November comes, you at Thanksgiving dinner with the
Yeah.
one
Yeah,
two going
you with the
on,
wolf. You with the wolf,
take,
baby. You
taking them real nice Christmas pictures in a nice little smoking jacket, a little velvet jacket or
tell him,
something.
man. Tell him, man.
I'm
Oh
telling you,
man.
man.
He gonna have the little salt and pepper joint like his
Look,
big
yeah,
bro.
salt and pepper. They like the salt and pepper though. You
They
know, the
like the
wife will
salt
love
and
the salt
pepper.
and pepper. Ooh, it smell good. It's feeling good.
And you're gonna have him put a whole jar of that joint on and be walking around shiny face.
Yeah, shiny face. I'll be shiny face for a minute. 30 days. Make sure it works.
30 days shiny face like this.
Oh man, but listen, man, it was a joy having you here, man. And
Yes.
come back anytime, man. And anytime you get new products, you can bring it to the show. We'll put it out there for you, man.
And also, you could stay in the dugout. You could listen to the next guest. I think, you know, you guys have a lot in common. You could get some knowledge from them. You know what I mean? Stay in there. We'll pop you in. If you want to stay on, I mean, I know you're a busy man, but you still can stay on the platform with us and chop it up.
I'm probably staying for about an extra 15 minutes. I gotta make it to Target before it closed. That's about it. But
That's all right.
that closed at about 9:30. It's one around the corner from my shop. So I'll
That's
be
all
here for
right.
about an extra 10 minutes to about 9:10, 9:15. And after that, I'm gonna try to rush
We'll
around there
still
and
be
grab this
online.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
man.
but
So
I appreciate you guys. I just want to thank y'all again for just having me on. I love everything you guys are doing. I appreciate you for, just again reaching out and even allowing me to grace your guys' platform.
mhm.
Um, again, just thank you.
No,
Appreciate it.
thank you,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
With Oliver Jr. in the building, man. Thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate it. Peace, man. Peace. Oh man, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I gotta start using that stuff, man,
Yeah.
because
Yeah. Just, even because you be trimming it down, let it grow, let that wolf up by, you know how you do.
it aggravates me after a while. So I'll just be like, I just shave the whole damn thing off.
That's because you ain't got the EB butter on. It ain't gonna aggravate you. It's gonna be, oh, it smell good. You're gonna be like this. Yeah, this respect, food for thought. They're gonna be like, nah, he got a beard now.
And it does smell good. It smells
No,
really
it really does.
good,
It really
man.
does.
Really
Like,
good.
and that's all the fragrance are, they smell like that.
Yeah.
They smell exactly what they say.
Mhm.
Like that raspberry one.
Right.
So it's pretty cool.
All right. Once we're gonna get into this video, this food video real quick, and then we're gonna come on with our next guest, Mr. Kareem Cook. Kareem Burger, let's get it in, people. 16 ounce of cooked black beans. Three-quarter ounce cornmeal. Half a teaspoon of salt. 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. 1 cup of AP all-purpose flour. Half an ounce of jalapenos. 2 ounces of small diced tomatoes. Take out those seeds, people. Half an ounce of onions. half a teaspoon of garlic or granulated garlic powder, a quarter teaspoons of ground cumin. Yeah, man. And of course the oil for cooking and frying those babies up. Let's get it going. I'm gonna put these black beans in a food processor or blender, leaving the mixture somewhat coarse, you know what I mean? I'm gonna parade these beans up. Start adding my onions, my tomatoes, when you're doing this, use a large enough food processor or blender. Mine's broke, so hey, I had to do what I had to do. I had to use my smaller one, but using a smaller one caused me to keep having to put the ingredients in separately. But if you have a large enough one, add all of them all in together and then blend them up. Here go my lime juice. And you're just basically going to puree this until it's well blended, man. This puree. That's how we say it, right? Okay, we're gonna put this cornmeal in there. Let's get this blended up in there. My jalapenos goes in there. My flour. Yeah, look at that. This is what it's supposed to look like. Nice and smooth puree. And we're gonna refrigerate this for at least 2 hours. But what I'm gonna do is gonna refrigerate it for the whole day. And I'm gonna come back because I want it stiff enough so when I make those patties. Now we're gonna make some creamy cucumber salad. I think I wanna make that go with the burgers, man. Some water. You want to put some kosher salt in there, and you want to put these cucumbers in there and let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes. Soften them up a little bit. Movie magic, people. Yeah. This is what the creamy cucumber salad is. There, that's the ingredients for that. We're gonna put the cucumbers in here, a bowl, and we're gonna put that mixture in there, man. Smells good, really good. And we're gonna mix this thoroughly so all the cucumbers are fully coated. Fully coated. And then we're going to refrigerate this as well. Nice. All right, this has been in the refrigerator at least a day. I'm going to take this out. Just oil in the pan. Fire up the burners, baby. Okay, we're gonna place these. They're not stiff enough, even for one day. If anybody have any comments, they can put in the comments where I can make these a little more stiffer. Please let me know. We're just gonna do it like this for now. Nice and easy. But you gotta remember, this is not meat. It's not a hamburger where you can form that patty. So it has to really be refrigerated for a while in order for it to get solid enough to be a patty and not so sloppy. But shake it in the frying pan like that. See, flip it over. There you go. This is something you got to take your time with, because if not, it's gonna be all over the place. 2 to 3 minutes on each side. I'm gonna put some white cheddar on this thing right now. Yeah, man. Get that going. Now we're gonna start with the buns. Come here, baby. Give me your buns. All right, we're gonna put some sriracha and mayo. This is all this is right here, together, mixed. Put that on the bun. Let's do this one too. Okay. Patty, yeah. Let's get that on there. Get the lettuce on there. My leafy greens, onions, tomatoes or tomatoes, whatever you want to call it, my man. And we're gonna hit it with this ketchup quick. Yeah, man. Red Specs is getting it done. Get it done. That's our first burger. We're gonna repeat. Step and repeat. Here we go. Let's get a taste of this thing. And like I said, it's very nutritious. These are for people who don't eat meat, also vegetarians. It's easy to make. It doesn't take long. Simple, quick. And this is my creamy cucumber salad. Thanks for watching, everybody, man. Yeah, man, we in the building. Welcome back. Our next guest is the CEO of Naturade, which is a natural meal supplement and placement company. He's out to help with childhood obesity and to educate communities, especially the Black and Brown communities, about healthy options, and then give them access to those healthy options. Let's check this out.
My name is Claude Tellis. My name is Kareem Cook, and we are the owners of Naturade. Naturade's vision and mission is to reverse prediabetes, and that's a condition that affects 86 million Americans, many of whom are people of color. And we do that by selling weight loss shakes, meal replacements, and gut health products. When we first moved out to California, we decided that we wanted to do something about child obesity as well as the diabetes epidemic. The first thing we did was we launched a healthy vending machine company out here from scratch. We were responsible for replacing the junk food from all the public high schools and middle schools in Los Angeles and actually getting the law changed. We really learned that if we just help people lose about 10% of their weight, they'd have a 60% less chance of getting diabetes. We want to challenge everyone out there to lose 400 million pounds, and we want our product to be front and center in creating that narrative. I see Naturade being a dominant force in focusing on weight loss in urban communities. We're the first Black-owned company in this space to actually get distribution in Costco, right? That's sort of the holy grail for CPG companies, and we're going into Whole Foods. And so these are enormous opportunities that a company like ours generally doesn't have access to. We always had a vision and mission around reversing prediabetes. You look at the mortality rates in the African American, Latino communities, it's 3 or 4 times that of the general community. And so COVID has really made our work more and more urgent.
Yeah, man. Let's welcome Kareem Cook.
Yeah.
Show, man.
What's up, brother?
What's going on, y'all?
Nothing much.
Man? What's going on?
I'm good, man. Turning my volume.
Man.
Thanks for being here with us. I know you on a different coastline, so the time zones is a little different, but we made it. We here, and we appreciate
Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Man. Yeah, man. We just want to thank you for just coming on, man, because I know you're a busy person and you're doing your thing, and we appreciate you being here, man. So big up. Tell the people who you are and where you grew up.
Yeah, so my name is Kareem Cook. I grew up in the Bronx. I grew up in Parkchester. I lived some other places, before that, but from the age of about 6, to adulthood, I grew up in Parkchester in the East. Ended up going to Duke University for college, and I ended up going back to Duke for my MBA. When I graduated when I got my MBA, a couple years after that, my business partner and I ended up moving to California, and we had always been passionate about diet-related illnesses in our families. There's a common theme, so this is not shocking to any of y'all, but when the way we grew up,
eat everything.
Our whole grandparents' generation, you would go in the refrigerator and you see insulin, and everybody had diabetes, and it's just no big deal. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the South. I have a lot of family in the South. They call it the sugar down there. And it's just like, okay, when you get a certain age, it's what it is. You just gonna, it'll be a little bit of a hassle, stick yourself, a little insulin, all that. And I was just like, why does that have to be? Because type 2 diabetes is totally avoidable.
Yeah.
You just change your diet and some exercise. And so, so we decided to make our whole mission about child obesity. When we first got to LA, we looked around, saw all these overweight kids, and being from New York, you think it's like Baywatch out there. Like you think everybody's, supposed to be in the best shape.
Perfect.
They look like everybody else. Like, what's going on?
Look like New Yorkers.
yeah. Like we saw all these overweight kids, and we was like, so some smart businessmen might come up with an idea on how to, averse this child obesity crisis. It was 40% child obesity. And so we said, what if we put vending machines in the schools? Like, that's a good idea. So we wrote a little business plan. We got a small business loan, like $60,000 loan from like a local bank. And we just created, we just say, all right, we got a vending machine business. The first thing we did was we just cold called the president of the YMCA, the LA YMCA, which went up his office, like, you got all these kids, y'all trying to be healthy. You got soda machines, junk food all in the lobbies. Y'all trying to kill these kids. What's up?
Yeah.
So we walked out there with the contract for all 26 YMCAs. We didn't realize we was going to get it. We just went in there just talking.
Did you guys encounter any resistance during that time from anybody trying to stop you guys from doing this?
Yeah, because the vending machine business, machine is huge, but there wasn't people like us in them vending machine businesses.
You in the wrong city.
You in the wrong city. You follow me.
You might get a visit from Tony Soprano's guys.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And that's why I was asking you, did you encounter any resistance at that time?
Yeah, we did. You did. But the mob we encountered was Coke. Right? So you know, we ended up, we got those schools we got the YMCAs, and then we did the same game plan for the public schools. We went to the biggest public school around the corner from us, Venice High School. Same thing. But this time we went and met with the health teacher, and we brought the health teacher to the principal's office, and we was like, yo, we want the vending machine contract. And the health teacher was already mad. They would bring a Domino's pizza every day. And so she was like, yeah, these guys are doing healthy stuff. And so, you know, she ended up agreeing. So we ended up getting Venice High School. Literally, that was like 4 months into me moving to LA. So I was on my hustle from the time I hit the ground.
How many schools did it in? How many schools?
In the first year, we got 7 schools, 26 YMCAs.
Wow.
We had to come up against everybody. So when I say it was Coke, right, you know, we took a lot of Coke contracts.
Okay.
And so the vice president and the local vice president for Coke bottling called us into her office, and we went. And she was like, listen, you know, y'all keep taking our contracts. If y'all continue to do that, we will destroy your company. And I was like, you want to destroy our company? How you going to do that?
I'm from Parkchester. What are you talking about?
Yo, I'm from the Bronx. What's up? She was like, that's what I told her. Yo, she was like, we're going to unleash the full, you know, force of power of our sales force, all your contracts taken. And we had on suits and ties. And I was like, yo, I know you see the Duke resume and all that stuff.
Don't get it twisted.
I'm from the Bronx. Yo, you ain't
That's
taking,
it.
you ain't taking nothing.
You ain't taking nothing.
But you know, what we ended up doing was we had to play chess with them, right? So it's like 130 schools out here, and Coke had maybe 90, 100. They had the majority of them. Pepsi really didn't have any schools. So, but we believed her that she could take us out. So what we did was we called Pepsi, and Pepsi had been trying to recruit me out of business school, and we were like, yo, Coke out here, they dominate. And here's the thing, right? Here's what people don't realize: businesses think about us people differently than we think about ourselves. Right? They look at you and they say, okay, this kid is 6 years old right now. He drinking Coke. He gonna drink Coke for the next 12 years. Then he gonna move to Diet Coke, right? From Diet Coke, he gonna move to Naked Juice or whatever juice company they have. Then he's gonna start drinking. He's gonna start drinking coffee. Then he's gonna buy our bottle, you know, Starbucks bottle, you know, products. Then he's gonna buy. You know, from there he's gonna go to Powerade and blah, blah, blah. They look at you and they say, if the kid lives from 6 years old to 65 years old, he's probably worth about $200,000 to us or something. You know, whatever the number is, they do that math. Right. So if I'm at the top of the funnel, like when they being introduced to Coke at like 7th grade or whatever, and I interrupt that and I introduce something else, and they don't get to experience that whole lifeline.
With that bag.
They're looking at me like, yo, you costing us billions of dollars. We want to do something about that. Right? You're in the way. And so we understood what we was disrupting, and we told Pepsi, look, you know, y'all protect us from Coke, and we'll put your healthy stuff in here. We'll put your water, your juices, whatever. And so they was like, all right, cool. So they started sending us vending machines for every school we had. They sent us like 10 vending machines, right? Nice. And vending machines are expensive. They're like $5,000 a piece. And so we was putting Aquafina, Dole, you know, Gatorade that had no artificial coloring, and then Coke saw that, and they was like, yo, they call us again. We'll do the same thing. So we was like, all right, cool. So they sent us vending machines. That's, you know, we wasn't paying for no vending machines, right? And being from New York, I was like, yo, there's an opportunity here, because everybody used to Coke, having like all these East Coast companies thought they had no shot. I remember I grew up on Very Fine apple juice. So I called the owner of Very Fine. And I said, look, I know y'all New York, and I know y'all apple orchard, y'all sell apple juice, but we got these schools out here in California. You know, what y'all want to do about that? They said, we'll create vending machines. They created products for us, right? They created like a cherry juice, a cherry drink, like a peach, grape, all the stuff. But you know, Very Fine is just really apple orchard. So the first ingredient was always apple juice. They would color it with like plum peels to make it peach. You know, they called it, so we didn't care, but they we drank it. We selling it. And so we was hustling like that. So what ended up happening was, so we got those schools, and then we would, you know, me and my business partner, we were like, yo, man, now we in bed with these billion-dollar companies. Right. Like we really are a threat to both of them, even though we in bed with them. So we was like, yo, we played chess. We made our first move, time to make another move. We went and cold called the president of the treasurer of California. And what people don't realize is the treasurer of California, New York, all these treasurers, state treasurers are really important. They control what happens on Wall Street. And here's how. So Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, any bank you could think of, all these pension funds, what happens is the California has, like, they all have pension funds. So California has, like, between CalPERS and Cal, yeah, like $260 million, $1 billion, $260 billion in pension fund money. And what all these banks do is they go to them and say, hey, give us 50 billion of that, and we're going to invest it, and we're going to make money so that your employees, your teachers, and whoever, your doctors, everybody, all the state employees, they have a pension when they retire, all the money. We're going to turn that 50 into 150. That's how you pay for it, and that's the game, right? People don't realize that's why these pension funds and these state treasurers
so healthy,
because everybody got to kiss the ring if they want that money on Wall Street. So what happened was they had a state treasurer in California who created this thing called, he called it a double bottom line. He's like, you want some of California state pension money, then pension fund money, then you have to be doing double bottom. You got to make money, but you also have to be doing good for society. So once we saw that, we was like, yo, that's a cat that's going to want to rock with us. He went up there, talked to him. He was impressed by he's in Sacramento. He was impressed by what we were doing in LA, introduced us some state assemblymen. We brought them together with some health teachers in LA they was ahead of us. They were leading the charge to, like, get junk food out of schools. But all of us worked together, lobbied the school board, ended up getting junk food banned in LA, right? And that was a year after we got to LA. All of a sudden, made it illegal. You couldn't sell soda, couldn't sell like chips, couldn't sell nothing in there. And we just changed. We couldn't win at their games. So we just changed the rules on them, right?
Right,
then we was selling healthy stuff.
Yeah,
right. So you had to go to us. And then what the schools ended up doing was putting all the bid. They put all the schools in one contract. And at this meeting, they were like, look, we're gonna give it to one vendor, but y'all gonna have to write a check to even get in the game. And it was gonna be like a $9 million check. And we was doing well to be a company that was a year and a half old. We probably was doing like 300,000 or something.
Right.
We knew we couldn't play that game. And so at that meeting, we walked up to Coke and like, look, we got a brand. Everybody in LA knows us. We could win this. Y'all put up the money. We'll split the schools or whatever. And they was like, nope, told you he's going to destroy your company. I was like, all right. Walked up to Pepsi. Pepsi's like, yo, the enemy by enemy is our friend.
That's what I was going to tell you.
So Pepsi put up 10 million. We did a joint venture. We bid on it and we won. So that's year two. Matter of fact, let me tell you what year two was. I was living in the office. Like, I was homeless, living in the office. I didn't have a car. We bought a 14-foot renovated U-Haul truck, and we painted it white. And that was our truck. That was my vehicle, like for delivering the goods, beverages, and going out. Like, I was still me. So I was going out. Like I was parking like 10 blocks away with the U-Haul truck, going to the club. Like, I got the slick shirt on, but we was hustling, man. That's life for entrepreneurs. So we bid on it. We got all the schools, and then we ran it for about another 3 or 4 years. Then we ended up selling it, but then we moved on to the next thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's what's up, man. And we definitely know the U-Haul life. We definitely know that U-Haul life, man. We was living out of that when we were artists, going to the studio. We would pile up all the homies from the block if we had to go down and drop a verse with the hook on it and stuff. So we definitely know that U-Haul life.
So they tell me you were a real hip hop fan.
Yeah, big time.
Oh yeah, Parkchester hip hop fan.
Look, man. Look, I grew up in that era, man. I grew up. That's the golden era, right? So, it's funny. I know D Nice is my boy, and I met D Nice. So there was a dude named Scotty Morris who's down with the original Boogie Down Productions. He was down with Skylar Rock. He was their manager, and his nephew was a cat that wasn't. He was on Webster. He was a Webster Projects cat, but he'd be around there. And we met him, and he was like, yo, come to my uncle's house. And we go up there. D Nice, before he even came out with his album, was up there. Like, everybody, I don't know if you remember UMC. They had a song, Blue Cheese. He was producing all these groups that they ain't come out yet. So I knew all of them early on. And But Parkchester's hero, our first guy was a guy named Joski Love. I always got to shout him out. Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman.
And my big brother Kevin and Lewis, they were the background dancers. So, you know, and so, you know, from the vending machine company, we ended up buying this company, Naturade. I didn't want to go through the whole story too fast, but we ended up raising some money and buying Naturade. Naturade been around since 1926. So we bought Naturade and introduced the products, and that's the company I have now. But in this company here, you know, I always wanted to, you know, really I'm doing it for the people I need the most. And I always wanted to incorporate hip hop into it some way. And I ended up through my boy Grant Hill. Well, actually, I didn't even know he was staying at the hotel I'm at now. We was kicking it right before I came here. Seeing him, I'm in Dallas. We're gonna go to the game tomorrow and all that. But you know, I was with him and I was telling him, I was like, yo, man, I need to meet Styles P, man, because Styles is really like, you know, he's like the what's your boy's name? He's the Nipsey Hussle of New York. Like he's the one that's been on the health tip, entrepreneurial, on the business tip. And I think we could do some stuff together. And so he ended up, so Graham was like, yo, I got a man that knows him. And so he introduced me to this cat and this dude named Cash. And Cash is Styles' man. And so, yeah, so we ended up, so Cash set up the meeting and we ended up meeting and we ended up doing a product together. And it's funny because the Styles, I don't know if y'all saw it, but Styles put out a video for a promo on the product. And then he made a rhyme. He made a, and he put me in the lyrics. He had something like, he said, Cash set the meeting up. Now we meeting up. Going to get the product. Is it sweet enough? He said, we got. He says it's sweet enough. He said, and then it was a cookies and cream flavor that we did together. He said, is it sweet enough? He said, it's cookies and cream. A cook named Kareem that can heat it up. You know, my name Kareem.
Wow.
Like, yo, this nigga Styles got that.
Yeah, he blessed you with 16.
He said, cookies and cream. A cook named Kareem that can heat it up. Yo, it was crazy. I'm gonna send you a link. Yeah, he wrote a whole video about it. But
so let's talk about your product and tell people what it is and what it's all about.
So what happened was, you know, we realized that there's about 100 million people that's pre-diabetic, right? And to go from pre-diabetic to just healthy, pre-diabetic means that if you just continue down your path, you will get diabetes.
You will.
So 98 million people, 100 million people are pre-diabetic. Not all of them know it because you know some of them are big, but you could be slim and just have the visceral fat around your stomach.
Damon Dash.
And you got diabetes, right? And so I was like, dang. So the American Diabetes Association said if you lose 10% of your body weight, you have a 65% chance of going from pre-diabetic to healthy. So I was like, all right, well, that's the solution right there. Like, you know, if we get people to just lose 10% of their body weight or pre-diabetic and they go from pre-diabetic to healthy, then we did our job. Like that's attainable, right? And so our whole mission has been around. So then the other thing was I have two friends that were type 2 diabetic and they went vegan. No, they went from type 2 diabetes to healthy, like it got rid of diabetes. I was like, well, how'd you do it? Both of them went vegan, right? And because the doctors will tell you can't, once you have type 2 diabetes, it's over. But two people totally reversed it. And so we were like, yo, there's something to this vegan thing, you know? And so we were like, all right, well, look, the people we talk to ain't gonna go vegan because I'm not even vegan, right? And my business partner not vegan. I got some partners, John Lewis, badass vegan. They call him, you know, he's vegan. But our whole thing is balance. Look, if this, you know, if vegan is one end of the spectrum and being a carnivore in the middle, black people, most people not going to be able to get here, right? Yeah. Only 5% of the population, they allow 5%, so it might feel like it's more, but only 5% of people are vegan and only a few more are vegetarian, right? And so it's not like it's an easy thing to do, and it's not really attainable for most people. So it's like, all right, let's not try to tell everybody to be vegan. Let's try to get people who are the spectrum and people in the middle. Let's try and get them closer to this range, where you're cutting out a lot of the processed meat. You might do intermittent fasting. mix it with, with some diet to fitness, and you can go from pre-diabetic to healthy. And if you, and once you do that, you go what you want. Like a lot of people are like, damn, I trimmed down. I feel I got more energy. I'm gonna go all the way. Like for me, and actually I did a fast. I do a fast every once in a while just to clean my mind, prayer, just leveling my mind, be clear of thought. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be down there at T. Jake's thing. I'm a speaker at TD Jake's forum, the Good Soil Forum. That's on Saturday. It's really why I'm in Dallas. I was like,
be locked into that
from May 13th to June 13th. And what I did was no meat, no alcohol, no dairy, just fruit, vegetables, juice, water, and then my products, right? And I was just doing it just to reset. I was like, I don't feel as healthy as I need to right now. Let me just reset. Man, in the 4.5 weeks I did it, I dropped 18 pounds. Like just totally clear. Like I go to, like I'm just wide awake till it's time to go to sleep. Like none of that walking around groggy, no naps during the middle of the day, being tired. Get up early, is working out. And we just need to recharge the battery that way. Now, if you're strong enough to do that the whole way through, then more power to you. But that's not really the goal, right? And I compare, what I compare it to? I believe in God, right? But when people come knocking at your door with the Bible, like, you're going to burn in hell if you don't follow the 10 Commandments, right? So, like, I believe in God, but those people are annoying as hell to me, right? And the reason being is it's not attainable, right? If you really believe in it, and I don't want to get too into this, if you really believe in scriptures in the Bible, then guess what? Only one perfect person ever existed, right?
That's right.
You're trying to get people to get to the end zone here, and it was only one person in the world that could do it. Right.
That's right.
And the goal is not even to be here. That's false doctrine. Trying to get here. Your goal is to get from here to here. Like if you just improve, that's all you need to do what you're supposed to do here. And that's the same thing we're doing here. It's like, look, the goal ain't to be here. If you can get here, that's great. But we want to try to move you from here to here. Just get a little closer, be a little healthier, live a little longer, clearer skin, more energy. Instead of dying at 65, live to 80. You know what I mean? Like that's attainable, and that's a message that everybody could do. It's just okay if you're going to do the bacon cheeseburger at night, then do one of my plant-based smoothies in the morning,
right?
And make that your meal. Like
you got a couple of things here, man. You got wild berry, you got chocolate, so they come in a variety of flavors, man. What's this all-in-one thing? What is all-in-one?
So that product that you got there is called Vegan Smart. And it's a all-in-one nutritional shake. It's really basically you can't use the word meal replacement depending on how you do the supplement facts panel on the back. So you got to call it all-in-one shake. People who are looking for a meal replacement know that all-in-one is really the same thing. And that product there is like, it's a great product. It's 20 grams of plant-based protein, which is clean. It's clean, not non-GMO plant protein. It's got digestive enzymes, dietary fiber, omega, prebiotics. So it's a clean way to get a meal and get all nutrition you need. It's not a protein shake. Like people look at that and they call it a protein shake. Protein shake is just protein. Whether it's whey, whether it's plant, it's just protein. Right. Ours is it's a nutritional shake. So that's the shake right there. That's called Vegan Smart, and that's on Amazon. It's in some stores. You go like Meijer and Publix, stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
Regional grocery stores.
Yeah,
but Amazon is really where we driving a lot of that. And then the other product that y'all probably have, that's the weight loss shake.
Now we have a weight loss there. This one, right?
Yeah. So we got that. That's the product. To me, that's the Rolls Royce, right? Because what that is it has CLA, right, which is an appetite suppressant. So it does the same thing that Ozempic does, but doesn't have the negative side effects. So it's a clean product. That one has 25 grams of. Because let me just back up. A lot of people are doing Ozempic and pharmaceutical stuff, and if you want to do that, I'm not. How you do it is how you do it. But just know the side effects, right? One of them is you lose muscle mass, right? In fact, you lose muscle before you lose your fat. If you lose that, you could lose 30 pounds in 2 months or a month or whatever, but you're gonna lose all your muscle mass And as you know, when you get a certain age, it's hard to build muscle again.
Mm-hmm.
Like you need your muscle, right? You need your muscle. Your heart's a muscle. Okay.
Yep.
So all that you know, they don't tell you that, and people just willing to roll the dice because they want to aim. So that's not what we doing. Ours is a natural appetite suppressant. Plus, it got 25 grams of protein. So while you're losing weight, you're losing fat, you're building muscle. But then it has the other stuff, the prebiotics, it has chromium for blood glucose control. It has digestive enzymes, dietary fiber. It's a meal replacement as well. And that one we got into Costco with, and that was getting into Costco that might have been one of the greatest achievements because we went in there and just basically had to tell the CEO of Costco that they practice systemic racism, systemic bias, right? And that's how we got in. I could tell you that story too, but that was, and I had to bring in that meeting. I brought Magic Johnson and Grant Hill with me, and
I see.
And Cortellis, who's my business partner, me and him went up and we came out of there winners. We weren't supposed to win. We just believed we could.
No, you were supposed to win because that's how it was written. It was written before any of this. That's how you're doing something positive for people. For people. I'm one of those peoples. I'm diabetic, right? So earlier when you were talking, I believe in moderations of everything. I don't care what it is. It's moderations. As growing up in Harlem and stuff, we ate any and everything. We got a rainbow coalition in our family. We got Puerto Ricans, we got Dominicans, Ecuadorians. We got a rainbow coalition. So Thanksgiving and all of those days, we be eating, a lot of different things. So you grow up right now, everything, my diabetes and everything is manageable, is down. I'm always getting, checked up. But one of the questions I wanted to ask you, do you know if people that's on different dietary medication like metformin, do they still use your product?
Yeah.
Like after checking, of course, with they doctors and stuff like that. So they can still use your product and use their medications and stuff like that.
Yeah. Because it's natural. Everything that's in our products, every single thing comes from a plant.
Okay.
There's no pharmaceutical. There's no ingredients that was created in a lab. It's all plant-based stuff in there, right? It's a whole food complex. There's 5 sources of protein that come from 5 plants, right? So everything is just all plant-based. It's not processed, not overly processed. I mean, obviously it's a powder, so by definition of the word, but it's not like you have to worry about like pharmaceutical issues, that you have.
I don't take insulin and none of that stuff like that. I don't, thank God that, I'm not like that. Some people, my mom was one.
Bro, you might want to look into doing that thing, because I'm telling you, it's the best kept secret, because the pharmaceutical companies, they don't want you to know that there's natural cures to all these diseases. Because they want you to depend on they want you to spend $1,000 a month on Ozempic. They don't want you to do what I did last month, but just eat natural stuff, work out 4 times a week, and lose 18 pounds. And just only eat between 12 and 8. Right? They don't want you to do that, because they're $1 trillion. They're making $1 trillion off Ozempic.
Yo, if anybody's out there and they want to talk to Kareem Cook, you can give us a call, 347-903-5664. And before we get finished, our newsman, Pinky is in the building.
Pinky.
So Pinky up in the building. What's up?
What's up, Pinky?
What's going on?
Mr. Kareem Cook in the building. What's going on, man?
Mr. Cook, how you doing? I was just listening on, and I'm pre-diabetic. The doctor told me that a couple months ago that I'm pre-diabetic. I had, diabetes running my family. My grandmother was diabetic. I helped her sticking needles in her fingers and stuff like that. So, getting the orange juice all the time, make sure she has in case her sugar went low. So I'm looking at your product, and you said it's in Costco.
Yeah, but It's only in the stores in Costco. It's on the West Coast. It's in like Nevada.
It's on the West Coast.
Mexico. But you can order from Costco.com anywhere.
Oh, yeah, because I got a Costco membership, so
I'm gonna put you on some game. You don't need a Costco membership to order from Costco.com. Now they don't tell you that, but you don't even need a membership to order from Costco.com.
Okay.
Now you can't order lemons, you know what I mean, or fruit.
Yeah, stuff like that.
You can order everything else that's not perishable. You can't, you ain't ordering, breasts or whatever of chicken, but you can order not everything out beside the food. Go to Costco.com, man. You can get anything you want. You don't need a Costco membership.
Definitely. But I'm definitely gonna look at that product, and I like the things that you're saying. It's all natural, because we got like a vending machine I work for the post office, and we got a vending machine in the post office, and I'm like, I don't even touch that stuff, man. Sodas,
all snacks.
All snacks, stuff like that. And they charge you all this money for nothing, for a bag of air. So it's like, I don't even touch that stuff. So that's good. Man, we need some more stuff in there.
Lose 10% of your body weight, bro, and you will probably go from my mom lost 10%, went from pre-diabetic to healthy, man.
Yeah.
And just maintain it, man. I mean, you go to the first page on the American Diabetes Association website, will tell you that, what I just told you.
Yeah, my wife is the same way. She lost weight. She had the gastric sleeve thing, but on the top of that, she kept losing weight. She maintained her weight. She was eating properly and stuff like that. But she used to take the insulin, the shot. Yeah. And after a while, she goes to the doctor, and the doctor said, you don't need that no more. You don't have diabetes no more. What I mean? So, you got to maintain your weight at the same time. I mean, you could take all the stuff you want, but you still have to maintain and work hard to keep it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a hard thing, man. I know it's, look, it's meant to be addictive. Sugar is meant to be addictive, and they put it in a whole bunch of different forms. Yeah. Usually ending in the word OSE, and that make it look like it's not sugar, but it's addictive, man. It's more addictive than cocaine. So it ain't your fault or nobody else's fault that they can't stop eating a whole lot of stuff that's making them sick. It's meant for that. It's meant for you to keep buying it so that they could be rich.
Yes. And they continue to get rich, man, as we talking right now, man.
I'm gonna turn this light, man. It's getting dark on me in here. Oh.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think it's especially me, like, with the diabetes and it running our family, like, you know what I mean? But, thank God that, like I said, I don't take no insulin and my numbers and everything is good, but I'm always aware of, my sugar and stuff like that. They always say I eat like a bird. You remember that, right, Pinky? Yeah, they say I always eat like a bird.
Listen, the black and brown community, man, and we have tendencies not to even go to the doctor to check ourselves out. You know what I'm saying? We do that a lot. You know what I mean? And if you never go to the doctor and you never get your checkups, you're never going to know what actually is wrong with you. You're going to have all these symptoms, and you ain't going to know where they come from because you don't get these checkups. At least narrow it down to, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Did blood work? I'm good with that. I did this. I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? Until you get to that, narrow it down to like, okay, now I have to take control of that. That's what's causing my problem. And then when you narrow it down, you pretty much got it going, man.
And you see, Kareem, my wife just hit me up, and she put it in my chat here. She said, "See, I told you to go vegan."
I think it's hard, bro.
Yeah,
it's hard. My man, though.
Yeah. I wouldn't even know. Maybe where to even start to go vegan.
What you should do, man. Y'all should interview my boy. That's one of my partners here. He has a whole different business, but his name is John Lewis. They call him the Badass Vegan. He got like 600,000 followers on Instagram, and he's a big celebrity in the vegan world. He just did a movie. I don't know if you ever saw this movie called what's the name of that movie? What the Hell?
Yes.
Yeah.
What the hell on Netflix?
Health. It was a big movie. It was
on Netflix.
People saw it, and the reason it was so popular because it was talking about, you know, it was coming from a health perspective, like why we get all these diseases in certain neighborhoods. And so he had a part to do with that movie, but him and that dude Keegan, who was the executive producer of that movie, they created a movie called They're Trying to Kill Us. And in it, he interviews all these hip hop stars, like Styles is in it, and Jermaine Dupri and Maya, and they debuting it here at the food, the TJ's joint, the Good Soil Forum. He would be a good guy for y'all to interview too.
Well, you know, you
got that
link
movie,
that up with us.
Kill Us. That's it's powerful.
Yeah, we link that up. We get the info. You know how we do, Kareem.
Yeah,
we'll get
he's
that
vegan.
info.
He doing some shit I couldn't even like. He only eats once a day. Like
Now,
he only eats at 8 o'clock. He was eating at like 8, 9, and 10, and that's it. And all day long he walking around with jugs of water drinking it. And he's diesel, like, you know, he's dispelling any myths that you could be fully healthy and just
now
doing
my
that.
daughter is Presbyterians.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, so you got vegans, you got Presbyterians, you know, and they've been like that for years.
You just got to be careful about pescatarian because there's a lot of mercury in the fish.
Mercury with the fish.
That was RFK. That's RFK's whole thing. Even though they're trying to make him to be an anti-vaxxer and all these different things, his real thing is mercury and fish. That's his whole life.
Yeah.
So right. Be careful about that.
So Kareem, I mean, you've been through a lot, man. Trying to and you got this business off the ground, man, successfully, and definitely wish you well in the next endeavors that you have. But what can you tell our audience, especially our young adults, about goals and goal settings? And you know what I mean? If they want to be successful.
Look, man, you know, I was just having this conversation with Grant Tamia earlier, and we were talking about how hard it is to be excellent. They were just talking about Will Smith has a quote when he talks about how much harder it is to go from mediocre to good. It's easier to go from mediocre to good than from good to great. And it's because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work going from it's a lot more work to go from a C student to a B student than, going from a B student to an A student than a C to a B student. Because you got to give up some stuff, and you got to be willing to pay your dues. You got to be willing to do some things that's hard. We talking about health. We talking about people trying to live, and you know, we already know it's hard. But if you want to live, if that's what you say you want to do, there's just some things you got to do. You got to strengthen your mind to do it. You know, and so you really got to be focused if you want to be an entrepreneur, and you almost have to be, you know. So it's like this analogy I use is like, you know, being an entrepreneur is like, you know, an army general who puts all his troops on the boat, and y'all go to the island and he gets all the troops off, then he blows up the boat. It's like, yo, we here to conquer the island, or we gonna die. Going back. Like that's it. That's the kind of commitment we got. That's it. We here to conquer. That's it. And so, you know, and when you have that mindset, then you become fearless. Like you're not scared to go into the CEO's office of Costco and tell them y'all practice discriminatory practices. You know, I told them the average product in all the stores, if you get one product in Costco, if you in all 8 regions in Costco with a product, you're doing 50 million in sales, right? But Costco doesn't want to be more than 20% of your business. I was like, well, how many black-owned companies you know doing 250 million that Costco could be 20% of their business? Like none. You ain't gonna never get a black-owned company in here, and it ain't the Proud Boys, it ain't the people that's trying to keep us down. It's the good people in this room talking about y'all trying to be allies. Embarrassed. That's how we got the thing. And then you know, I told him, he was like, yo, well, what else am I missing? Y'all here having this kind of, you know, Mac Johnson was like, shut up. You know, what else am I missing? And my business partner was like, you know, Costco do $220 billion in sales. You know, some of that y'all reinvesting, but some of it you got in a savings account getting 1 or 2%. You ever thought about putting some of that money in black-owned banks? He was like, nah, do you know any? And we said, yeah, we do. And 3 weeks later, to Costco's credit, they gave $25 billion to Lisk that disseminated to black banks. And then the last thing he was like, now I'm interested in y'all. You know, I've never seen anybody like you, you know, come in my office, right? So we know that. We knew what it was we was doing. We know that we unicorns, but we not unicorns. You unicorn to you. But there's an army of people behind me that come from where I come from. You know, I'm smart, but I grew up with a lot of smart people. They went in different directions, but I was just lucky. It wasn't that, you know, I mean, I worked hard and I was more focused as a kid growing up in the Bronx than a lot of people. But a lot of people could have done what I did if they had known. And I was like, inner city education would save me. I was in a program called Prep in New York. And that took me out of public school, put me in private school. And he was like, you know what? We're going to give half the proceeds of the sales of your product, we're going to give to inner city education program of your choice. And they gave last year they gave $196,000 in Prep, $196,000 in the lead program. So I say be bold, man. When you in those rooms, you got to be bold. You know, you got to be bold. You can't be scared.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And once again, man, thank you for coming in, man, and chopping it up with us, man. And like we said, we know you are busy and everything like that, and we thank you for coming on the show, man, today and chopping it up with us, man.
Thank you. And one more shout out, man. I got a shout out, man, Tyrone Cleveland. You know, he grew up in Parkchester with me. It's my man. He, you know,
where you get some of the information from?
He linked us up, man. He linked us up with you, man.
Dude, man. He been the same dude ever since we was kids. So
well, brother Tyrone Cleveland, man. Me and him worked as paramedics in EMT in the New York City Fire Department in the city, man, and that was my partner, and that's how we knew each other. You know what I'm saying? And good dude, man. I seen him yesterday. He stopped by my house, man, and he's a good dude, man. I appreciate him, man. Tyrone Cleveland in the building.
And thanks, man. I mean, I know we try to get you on here.
Thank you.
I know we tried to get you on here in the first season, and it was busy, but God worked it out, and you here now, and you dropped some jewels for us. It's always a home here. You know what I mean? You always got a home here. You know, bring the products, talk anything new going on, link us up with any of the other people so we could do what it do, because we feel in the company from that we had, like Wolfpack, the acronym means with our love forms power and knowledge. You know what I mean? So for us, like Tyrone linked us up with you, we linked that's what we like to do with positive, like-minded people at the grassroots level. So who knows? They might grow up to be big giants in this world. And that's what we want to create, generational wealth and do all of these different things. So I really want to thank you personally for getting in touch with us, keeping in touch, calling back, different time zones. But, you know, God bless. We got it done, man.
Yes, everybody in the building. Kareem Cook, man. Thanks for coming, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
Bless up.
Yeah, man. That's a good dude, man.
Yeah, man. Good dude, busy dude.
A lot of
going out like a good dude, man.
Yeah, a lot of
we going out.
Yeah, but I'm glad we did, man, and we got a lot of.
He's at the program Good Soil, and Lisa and us is going out to another program, Woman Involved, in September. So, you know, and it's like entrepreneur things. They're doing some big things, man. So
okay.
All right.
Big up. Pinky, what's up? You got some news for me, man?
He was good.
Let's
we need
I got
news,
that news
man.
for you. I know I got that news.
All right, hold on. Here we go.
Hey, speaking in Bunagi evening, fellow watchers. This is food for thought. Give me that food for thought.
Yep.
Well, Tropicana Trump might have a cellmate, Hunter the Hammer Biden, son of U.S. President Joe Biden, was found guilty of all 3 charges tied to possession of a gun while using narcotics. 2 counts was for lying about his drug use on a mandatory gun purchase from saying he was not legally using addicted to drugs, and the 3rd count was for possession of a gun when he purchased it October 2018 in a Delaware gun shop while addicted to or using illegal drugs. It took only 3 hours of deliberation on Monday afternoon and Tuesday morning to find a guilty verdict. Hunter Biden faces up to 25 years in prison and fined up to $750,000 at sentencing.
Bro, come on.
The world will be watching to see what will happen to Hunter, the Hammer Biden. I know Trump is smiling right now. Crazy. I got more news for you. Damn. There is someone else saying no Diddy. And that's Howard University. The university extended the honorary degree and awarded hip-hop Mongol Sean Diddy Combs, and the University Board of Trustees also directed administrators to cut any financial ties to Combs, such as ending Combs' scholarship program, dispersed a 2023 pledge agreement with the Sean Combs Foundation, and returning a $1 million contribution due to the tape of 2016 in Los Angeles in a hotel against his ex-girlfriend, Cassie. Oh. And last but not least, we got Redman and Method Man performing at the Summer Jam that past weekend. And Method Man, real name Clifford Smith Jr., said he would never perform at Summer Jam again because the age gap is too wide at this point. Meth later clarified on TMZ, saying, "I wasn't mad at the crowd. It was just a generation gap. I show grace and patience." He continued to say that he doesn't think it's fair and he would never point a finger at the crowd for not liking my music. Meth explained that he was there for Mr. C and it was New York. Soulja Boy supported Meth by saying the younger generation needs to show respect and pay homage to the older generation who paved the way for us. And that's your news. BK Pinky, food for thought.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on, man. But words to wisdom, be wise like serpents and harmless like doves. That's Matthews 10:16, man. Until next week, next Thursday, Red Specs, AK Alpha Moon, BK Pinky. I'm going to leave you with this video by Mayfly, man. Check it out. Till next week.
Next week, y'all.
Yes, peace.
And Pinky, what's your word? You what? Love them? How you say it?
If you walk away from me, I just love you from behind.
Good night, y'all.
Mayfly, American Horror Story. Like say, you ain't getting no younger. 31 now, dog, still killing every summer. I'm really with gunners, still make it boom like MCB on the thunder. I make it hot in the summer. I turn your bitch to a dot in the summer. Your boys cool down, y'all ain't hot this summer. Still spinning mad wild from last summer. That's old cheddar, so clever. MJ, the old leather, can't hold me. Y'all know better. True Libra, oh, I let my nuts hang. I'm bang rangs to these baby boys. Apply pressure, watch them fold like a lazy boy. Watch me put them in the scope like he's shady boy. I'm a student to the game, ain't no lazy boy. I'm a man with a plan. I remember late nights, hand in hand
Bye.